Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing great. Welcome to another week of our micro webinars for busy leaders. I want to say hi to Alfredo. I know he's here. Thank you so much for joining, Alfredo. And let's see if today I can make it in 15 minutes because most of the times I just take 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But today I'm going to try to be quicker. So first things first is we are trying to clarify our frameworks in the sense of making them more digestible for the community. So we have changed the 10 steps go-to-market strategy. Actually, we have adjusted it to 5 steps. And we call these 5 steps go-to-market strategy. We call it positioning to market strategy because it's midway between positioning and go-to-market strategy for new products, for B2B tech SaaS products. So let's get started. All right, today's agenda, 15 minutes webinar and 15 minutes open discussion or Q&A, and who we are. Why should you trust us? Well, we are the creators of the Crossing the Chasm frameworks, the famous book popularized by Geoffrey Moore. And those frameworks have been used, wide. And we ourselves, our team, have been working with those frameworks for Apple, Adobe, Honeywell, and in the last times, most focused on B2B SaaS. Of our business. So I'm going to run you through all the webinar. So let's get started. What does positioning to market means? In our mind, this is the graphic that represents positioning to market, right? So at the left, you're launching a new innovation or a new product, and you're launching it because you want to transform it into a sustainable, profitable business, something meaningful that helps people, but at the same time, makes you good money, right? But the path to achieve that, you need to fit with a market position, which means what problem are you solving, to who are you solving that problem, what sense of urgency are you solving, and what is the right product offering, for example, to solve that problem, and so on. So you need to make that right, all of that right, in order to achieve a sustainable, profitable business, to transform your idea, innovation, concept into a business. And that's that we call that go-to-market process. Okay, which is how you launch, how you go to market, bets on the way, also how do you transform your innovation into a sustainable, profitable business. So this framework, we call it positioning to market. And it's 5 really easy steps. First step, and we will go through all the steps with two frameworks. First, how are you positioning your value? We will answer to this question, right? You want to answer to this question. So everything is around value, the value that you are adding to the world, the value that you are adding to your prospective customers, to your targeted segments. So how are you positioning your value? And that means targeting. Who do you target? Who can you serve? Who do you help? Differentiation. How are you different from current solutions or from compensating behaviors? What are they doing now in terms of to solve the problem that you are solving? What is the end user doing? Because there is no a substitute product out there. Relevancy, which means, okay, you can be different, but if you're not fitting with customer needs, you're not relevant. That means your differentiation doesn't matter. So you have to be different, but you have to also be relevant with this, which means matching with customer needs. And the third is you have to be also credible, which means your positioning, what you're launching, must be based on your strengths, because it's the way that the market is going to trust you and support your go-to-market, right? So you can grow faster. Second step is how are you communicating your value? So once we have the positioning, we need to build the key positioning messages. That's how you communicate. So are those communication messages? Next step is how are you selling the value? What distribution channels are you using? And what is your sales approach? Next step is how are you delivering your value, which means the complete product, because value is not just about your technology or the features that you are delivering, but a set of sub-features and product attributes that we will see that make your product the lowest risk choice. So you want to be aware of how to build that complete product. And the last one is, how are you amplifying your value reach, which means not only the channels, but also what we call an amplification plan through the market infrastructure, which means how are you leveraging thought leaders, consultants, industry analysts, partners, allies, your market ecosystem in order to position and amplify your product out there. And that means executing market relations and so on. So first things first, we start with positioning your value. First idea, every slide is going to be an idea. First idea is you need to understand before launching your innovation if you are entering into a mainstream and crowded space, or your innovation is very novel and is creating a new market. I'm sorry, because I have cold and today I need to drink a lot. So, and why that matters? Because when you are starting and you are launching a product that is creating a category, you can go with what we call an horizontal positioning, because as you are building, you will discover and you will create a market, but you will narrow down your positioning in terms of the targeting, the problem you're solving, and so on. But if you are entering into a mainstream and crowded market, you have to really focus your positioning. You cannot go horizontal. You have to go very specific into segments and or into an application, and build the communication strategy depending on that. So all your strategy depends on where are you entering in the market. And the first point to start is understand what opportunities do you have. So this is a template to describe each of the opportunities you have. Describe your decision-making unit, describe your problem statement and the motivations to buy, describe the current scenario that your target has, and the desired scenario. And what transformation are you providing? So you describe at least 3 to 5 opportunities. That means targets that can benefit from your product, your concept, your idea, your innovation. And then we have to score them, right? We have to score them because as we are launching, depending on if we are in an early market or in a more mature market, we want to narrow down our positioning. We don't want to launch and say, hey, we sell to everyone. We sell to everyone, we sell to no one, right? So this is the bowling pin strategy. Bowling pin strategy is like in a bowling game, right? You need to point into the first bowl because then there is going to be a cascade effect. And after winning the first bowl, right? You hit the first ball, then the rest of the balls, if you hit it right, are going to come back. And you are going to, boom, throw all the balls. Now, what that means is that the first pin, the bench head pin, is the first segment or application that you must target. So you narrow down your positioning and your product, you build your product to fit with that very first segment or application, because that's just best opportunity to win. And then once you win that, and you can claim a market leadership position, you have plenty of use cases in that pin, then you can work the rest of the pins. And that's the fastest way to penetrate and to in a mainstream market, right? This is a framework to prioritize the opportunity. So I'm not going through it, but just take a screenshot, or then you can see the recording when you're ready, because you will recite this recording. And here on the left are the criteria that we use to score the opportunities for our clients. And each of these different columns are the different scenarios that we will have categorized as the first step. Now, once you have the priorities, right? once you have the priorities, you will have one ICP, which is your ICP is this segment, the first bowling pin. For that bowling pin is when you want to be very specific with defining your positioning. And you define your positioning in the middle of the competitor white spaces, which means differentiation, what is critically important to achieve for your target customers, their needs, which means is relevant, what you have is relevant for them. And in the middle also, in the intersection also of your company crown jewels, or if you're a founder, your crown jewels. For example, where do you have experience? What kind of experience do you have? What you can prove? What are you really strong at? What can drive credibility to your positioning? Why you, right? So when we're thinking about positioning, we will think about these three elements: relevancy, credibility, and differentiation. So every time you build a message, you think about, is it relevant for the client? Is it credible? Is it different, right? And then all of this is very highly impacted by the market and category context in the terms of the technology adoption life cycle, because depending on where are you entering into the market, you need different positioning approaches, as said, horizontal versus more vertical and segmented approaches. This is the positioning platform template. So once you have prioritized your segments with the scoring, and once you pick the first segment with your ideal customer profile, you pick that first opportunity, it's time to define your positioning platform template for that segment. And this is part of what is going to become your strategic narrative. And it's going to describe why that target segment should trust you, why you over your competitors, what you are, how do you do it, how do you deliver the value, your value proposition, and all of that. The credibility statements, why they should trust you, differentiation statements, and so on. That's what we call positioning platform. And this is in the step of communicating your value. So we already moved from positioning, which means which targets should we focus on first, and then thinking about the intersection of credibility, strengths, and relevancy. Relevancy, credibility, and differentiation, and then we move to communicate. Now, how do we communicate that positioning? That we have the intent, we have the product, we have the expertise to win that market position, to be the go-to solution to solve that problem in the market. So this is your template. Also, when communicating your value, you want to understand, as said, what in the technology adoption life cycle are you? Because in early markets, as said, well, you can go horizontal, but the kind of messages that prospective customers care, they care about technology and product messages. And that is what most of the market and marketers are making wrong, is they are not evolving their positioning messages as their market and market category evolves. So when you launch a product, if you're in an early market, you have to go for technology and product messages to attract your early adopters, because that's what they love. It's all about your architecture, your uniqueness, your core features, the applications that you can solve, the problems that you can solve, and so on. But once you move forward, and then after your first early adopters, and the market is maturing, space is getting more crowded, category already has a name or starts to have a name, is when you want to focus on market messages. So because those messages are the ones that the early majority cares about. And then as you move in more into the mainstream, after 50% of market penetration, of market development, the late majority, they care about organization messages, like, for example, your personality, your business definition, your financial stability, and so on. So this is very important when communicating your value. Next step is setting your value, is asking yourself, what is the right approach to sell? So is my product really heavily relying on a consultative selling because it's very early. We need to do custom projects. We need to support the change management. We need to train. Or my product can be more this trendy thing, product-led growth, which is more a transactional selling. Well, as the market matures, products became more transactional. So if you are in a mainstream category, your product could be sold more and more with a product-led growth motion. If you're in an early market, for sure, you have to start more with a consultative approach, which actually will help you get the market feedback to improve your product and improve your positioning to market. Then we move forward to delivering your value. And this is about what we call the whole product concept. The whole product concept means that we have discovered, well, actually Warren discovered, the creator of these frameworks. It was a colleague of Warren at Regis McKenna in the 80s. So they were working, I think it was the professor Ted Levitt. They discovered the whole product. That means that as the market matures, the different adopters, early majority, doesn't care anymore, as said, about the core features and technology. They care more about what we call intangible attributes that reduce the risk perception. So what we have discovered is that for the majority of the market, the mainstream, which means 68% of any given market opportunity. So it's the whole market practically. That's where you want to be in the mainstream. They care about low risk choices. So when we talk about how do you deliver the value, we talk about how are you reducing the buying decision for them with different elements. And I invite you to copy also, to take screenshots also of this framework. This framework is an adapted version of our proprietary framework, the low risk recipe, for software products. This is an adapted version. And I call it the 5 levels of software buying attributes. In the very bottom are the attributes that more early markets care, and in the very top are attributes that more late markets care. And as market matures, they care more about intangibles. So in the bottom, we have technical attributes like scientific research in which your product is based, your software architecture, platforms, frameworks, or algorithms you're based, your uniqueness in terms of technology, or leading edge and availability. Then as we move to the next stage of adopters, which are the early adopters, still in an early market, they care about core product attributes. Those attributes are features, maybe you have a dashboard in your software, maybe you have a feature to sell an email and share whatever, all those small features, but also benefits, how those features are translated into benefits, product capabilities, what the product can do for them, how actually the product can do it for them, and applications. As we move forward and as we move up to intangibles, more crowded markets, early majority, they start caring more and more about easiness of adoption attributes, which means, is your user experience easy to use? Do you integrate with our workflow? Do you provide me support and training services so I can embrace your technology without disruption in my workflow, in my day-to-day? Can I try before committing to buying? Do you have the privacy and security mechanisms that our company needs? Then you move forward, move up to credibility attributes. Those credibility attributes, also very important for crowded markets, are: do you sell through third party because I have a local partner, I have a local provider very well known that I trust, and I want to buy your technology. I would like to, but I want to buy it from that reseller. And if that reseller is not providing that technology, maybe your technology is not as much good, right? So maybe I don't trust you. Again, it's about risk. Visible references, cases, endorsements, supported and integrated by third parties, sponsors, partner allies. I'm running because I'm running out of time. And the last one is category commitment attributes, which is, how are you there at the category? What is your commitment with this category you're in? Are you going to disappear in 1 year? How many years have you been contributing to this category? What time do you have in this category? What is your track record, IPs, patents? Okay? So I would trust you more, the more are you committed with this category of product. Last step, amplifying your value reach. We use the market infrastructure. We encourage you to use the market infrastructure to amplify your value reach. And the market infrastructure is basically how we see a market. In the very bottom, it's you, your company, your innovation. In the very top, you have your prospective customers. The market is formed by a series of layers of existing customers, partners and allies, educational institutions, consultants, industry analysts, research firms, thought leaders that influence buying decisions, that fuel communication through word of mouth from bottom, from you, to the very top. So these folks are the ones creating categories. If there is no category, this infrastructure doesn't exist. So bear in mind that when you are in an early market, you are a category creator, you have to create this. If you don't create this, you will lose your first mover advantage. You will lose your advantage of category creator. Because to position yourself as category creator, these guys should see you as category creators because they are the ones recommending solutions to your prospective customers. So to amplify your value reach, basically, you locate all these players. This is just an example let me remind it. Well, it's an example in a software platform category. So you locate them. You can use the Miro board that we have. I can share the Miro board. If you are interested, drop a message in the chat. Bottom right corner. And yeah, so you locate the players in the infrastructure with tools like SparkToro, LinkedIn, who are speakers, who are thought leaders, who are consultants, who are the top 10% players influencing buying decisions. Then you assign owners to build those relationships. And you ideate a thought leadership plan or an educational plan to share your messages, that communication of value with them. So then you outreach them and you kind of pitch them. You share your product concept to them, your demo, wherever you have so far. And you test your positioning, you test your messages, you test your product, and they will get back to you with feedback. And with that feedback, you keep iterating through all of this positioning to market strategy. And through iterations over and over is when you will finally reach that positioning market fit, and you will finally transform your innovation into a profitable business. Well, that was all. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry about that. I still have to learn on how to reduce all this content. Or maybe it's just we don't have, there is no way I can make it fit in 15 minutes. But I wanted to let you know, we are launching a course in April. Warren, the creator of the CANS frameworks, and myself, a 2-week course to optimizing new product positioning and launch with most of these frameworks. And this course is not just any other course. We will be doing live workshops during the 2 weeks, and you will get out of the course with a worksheet with your positioning to market strategy and your plan to amplify so that you will get work done, right? Well, if you want to benefit from the 20 spots that we have on the early adopter perks, just let me know and drop a message in the chat. But now is Q&A time. Well, before I'm going to share with you the link. Sorry about that. Just looking for the link. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, here. That's the link to the course. You can do 2 things. You can go just get in the course, or you can connect with me in LinkedIn or through Predictable Innovation. My email, I'm also leaving here my email to you all. I would love to talk to you if you are interested in the course. And yeah, let me know what do you think. And now Q&A to see if you want me to expand any of the concepts on how to actually tackle all those concepts, because we've been talking about the what, right? What do you have to do? But not very much about the how. There are no questions. So let me go real quick and show you how. In these 5 minutes that we have so far. Because the how is easier than you may think. All right. This is again the market infrastructure. Okay. So the how, and this is how we actually execute projects for our clients with powerful data points from the market, which means the how is you have to do qualitative interviews with your market infrastructure. And yes, it's not the quickest way of researching, but it's the strongest way of going to market. Why? Because it is focused on how markets develop and people accept technologies and buying decisions in technology are made. So most of the players, most of the marketers, most of the agencies are going to tell you or help you with interviews, win-loss interviews with your prospective customers. And that is great. You need them, of course, but you are missing one part, which is you're launching a product. You want to amplify it and you want to reach that state of product market fit if you want. I don't like that concept because it's flawed, but we will talk about that. Or reach that stage of business, profitable business. You need your market support. You need partners and allies supporting you. You need complementary suppliers supporting you. You need industry associations talking positively about you, amplifying your value. You need consultants that complement your services, talking positively about you, recommending your solution. You need industry analysts. You need to get into Gartner. Well, maybe Gartner is too big for you. I don't know, depending on what's your size. But any kind of industry analyst that is in the top 10% of influencing in your market, research firms, thought leaders, they all are the ones building your category. They are all the ones through word of mouth recommending who to go with. Because think about that. Your prospective customers, according to Gartner, they spend 83% of the buying time. If they have to pick a solution like your solution, they are spending time researching and making a buying decision, right? A risky decision sometimes. 83% of that time, according to Gartner, is about researching by themselves. They just want to talk with sales and with your team just 17% of the time. Okay, that means that they are going to research not only in the internet, but they are going also to talk with their peers, with industry analysts, with consultants. So in both sources, word of mouth through the internet, word of mouth, peer-to-peer, through cell phone, whatever. But at the end of the day, is about getting in front of your customers through third parties, because that's what drives credibility. It doesn't matter what you say. It matters what these guys say about you. So what we have to do before launching a product is going to these guys, sharing our idea or innovation or product, even the positioning messages, and getting their feedback. And with that feedback loop is when we improve and craft all the strategy I've been sharing with you. So the real way it works is first going to the infrastructure, talking to all of them with drafts of your messages, hypothesis of your positioning, you have an MVP of your product, and so on. And then with all that information, coming back and build and focus and clarify all this positioning to market strategy. And then you get back to them. And this is about feedback loops with the market, right? The more feedback loops you have, the more focused, clarify will be your positioning to market strategy, right? So that's basically the how. Also in the how, we strongly encourage to record and transcribe your interviews with them. And then once you have that transcribed, those transcriptions, you can use the tool Dovetail. We put all those transcriptions in Dovetail and we use a tagging system. And the tagging system, it's classified by these 5 different steps. So we have answers on positioning, we have answers on opportunities, we have answers on market infrastructure, we get insights on the sales approach, right? So then we can filter, and it's really easy to see all the patterns and build all the strategy. So that's basically the how, but we can extend that topic another day. Just let me know. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this conversation has been insightful. Please do not hesitate to check the course and let me know any questions you might have. You have my email. Get back to me. We are reachable. We're real human beings. We love to connect. We love to network. We are here to help. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll see you soon. Remember, next week, another webinar. I hope to see you there. Thank you.